Hello everyone to the second part of the course. In the first part, my colleague Zaid Al-Hassani explains all the theory and the concepts of the GUnit 4 and 5, like in Java programming language. And in this second part, we are going to see all the implementation and to see the GUnit testing in the practice. So first of all, we are going to begin with the unit test. We are going to see the basic functionality that's offered the unit 4, and we are going to after that we're going to see the unit 5 and see what is different differences between unit 4 and unit 5, what have changed, what are the most powerful things that was added to the unit 5. And we are going to do after that integration test using Spring Boot application, and we are going to use the Mokin also. So there is some very interesting topic here, and yeah. So what we are going to do first, we need to create like a bare project Java using Maven. Maven is going to help us with managing the dependencies and all of that. So we are going to begin first with the unit 4. And so we need to add a dependency here. I've already created a very simple project using Java and Maven, and in the POM XML file we need to like paste the unit for a dependency, and after that we need to like make a refresh, because if you didn't include or have this already in your machine, you need to download it first, and then it will be in your local machine, so you don't have to download it over and over again. This is why Maven is a very good tool for that. So after doing that, we need to like make a very simple class. So we are going to create a class that's like called calculator test. So here we have this calculator test class, and we are going to make a very simple example here. Just for the beginning, we are going to have a calculator class that's going to have a function that's called, let's make the addition between the two numbers, and we are going to test that. So it's very simple functionality. We are going to have like this is going to be private class. We can have it public if we want, no problem. And what this function should do, actually, as I told, is add and should return like the sum of two numbers. So, and in order for this function to be a testing function, we should include test annotation, and we need to import it from the GUnit package. And in this function we need to have three things. We can divide this function in three parts. The first part is the arrange. Here what we are doing actually is we prepare our classes, our variables that we are going to use in order to help us in the realization of the test. And in the second part we have something called act, here where we are going to test the functionality of what we want to test. For our example, we want to test the addition function that make an addition between two numbers and give us the result. So we need to make that. We call the function get the results, and finally we make an assertion, and here we see what we expect. We make a comparison between what we expect and what are the real results, and here we make sure that is this function behave as we wanted or not. So as I told, like we want to make a sum of two numbers, so we need to use something called assert that's GUnit 4 offers, and these have multiple functions. We can see here a lot of functions. We can see the documentation for that, but we are going to use some very obvious functions. For example, assert equals. we want to assert equals that our expected value is equals to our result. So we are going to have expected value that we already know what it is, and we are going to get this result from the acting, and we are going to make a comparison between these two. So first we need to have this expected value, so it's going to be an integer. So I'm going to copy and paste this. It's going to be 3 for example, and we have this result. It's an integer also, and it's going to be, we are going to get that from the function of a calculator. We don't have this class yet, and we don't have the function of addition yet, but we are going to make this like right away. So we have something called calculator under test that has a function that's called addition. We are going to pass 1 and 2, very simple things, and this is an instance of calculator. We don't have this class, but we are going to create in a second. So new instance for this calculator as we have here. So we need to create this calculator in the source main Java. So here it is. We need to create also this function. We are going to make our IDE making creating for us, and we need to return null at this moment. So we need to test this right now and see. It's going to fail obviously because we are expecting 3, but actually we are returning a null from this function, so we are going to have a null. And as you can see, this very helpful function from assert from the GNet library. This is why using libraries is a good thing actually. It gives you a description of what's going on. So it told us that we are expecting 3, but we actually are having null, and we already know that because we have did it deliberately. So we need to change that, and we need to make this addition like to work. And if we repeat that, we run this again, like obviously it's going to be equal to 3. Everything is going to pass, and we are not going to have this error message again. And when you fail a test, you have a good description, but when it's passed, there is no description. There is just a check mark that everything is good. So as you can see, there is this is how we test. This is a very simple example about how to use GNet for testing your functionality. And after that, we are going to see some functions that GNet 4 offers that help us to manage very well our testing classes, and making it very easy and very maintainable. So this is what we are going to see so right now.